Before we begin, take a deep breath. You didn't click this video by accident. There's a reason you're here. If you believe in miracles, stay with us. Because what you're about to witness is a powerful journey of faith, pain, and divine breakthrough. Like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss more life-changing stories like this. Now let's begin. Grace was a young mother, worn down by life. Her heart was heavy, her prayers quiet, her soul shattered. She lost her job, her husband left, and her daughter became sick, too sick for the doctors to understand. Each night, Grace sat alone, staring out the window, whispering one phrase: "Jesus, are you even there?" She dragged herself to church once a week, not to be seen, not for answers, but just to feel something. Every sermon felt distant, every song hollow, but she kept coming. Because sometimes faith isn't loud, it's just not giving up. One evening, her daughter collapsed. The hospital ran tests. The doctors shook their heads. There were no answers, only a heartbreaking diagnosis. Prepare for the worst. That night, Grace fell on her knees and cried out to Jesus. Tears ran down her face. She screamed at heaven, "Jesus, I have nothing left. Please, I need you. I need you now." That raw cry, no fancy words, no polished prayer, just pain, desperation, and surrender. And heaven heard. The hospital room changed. It was as if time paused. A light warmth filled the space. Grace, still praying, opened her eyes and saw peace. Her daughter, unconscious before, was smiling in her sleep. Doctors returned to run more tests. They were confused. The illness, it wasn't there anymore. What was fatal became unexplainable. The miracle had begun. These chapters cover Grace's internal transformation, her growing faith, visions she began to have during prayer, her unexpected encounters with strangers, delivering divine messages, and how her daughter's health not only returned, but her life became a living testimony to God's mercy. Grace starts a women's prayer group. One woman there was suicidal until she heard Grace's story. Another had cancer. After prayer and fasting with Grace's group, she was healed. Miracles multiplied because one woman dared to cry out to Jesus. Grace's life wasn't perfect. She still had bills, scars, and memories. But now, she had peace. She learned to walk with Jesus, not just on Sundays, but every moment. Her story spread. A local pastor invited her to speak. Thousands heard her testimony. And every time she stood before them, she began the same way. I cried out to Jesus, and what happened changed everything. You may be Grace, tired, silent, worn. But hear this. Jesus hears your cry. You are not alone. And what seems like the end might be the beginning of your miracle. Cry out. He's listening. Grace began traveling from town to town, not for fame or attention, but to plant seeds of faith. She met women who had given up, teens addicted and hopeless, even pastors struggling, silently. To each, she said, "Cry out. He still answers, Jesus still moves." And one by one, hearts began to awaken. One night, after speaking at a revival, a man approached Grace. Tears in his eyes, he whispered, "I was going to end it all tonight, but your story, it saved me." Grace didn't take credit. She simply pointed upward. Jesus did that. But the enemy didn't stay silent. Attacks came, slander, health scares, fear. Grace found herself waking in the middle of the night, overwhelmed. But now, she knows what to do. She dropped to her knees, not in panic, but in prayer. Victory was found not in her strength, but in His presence. Grace visited the same hospital room where the miracle started. She knelt beside the same bed, now occupied by a stranger's child. She prayed, just like before. And this time, she felt angels in the room. Her prayer group had grown to thousands, online and in person. People across the globe wrote in, "My cancer is gone. My marriage was restored. I heard God speak for the first time." All because one woman cried out and never stopped telling the world what happened next. Grace was invited to share on Christian broadcasts and major platforms. Some doubted her. Some mocked her. But when she spoke, the presence of God was undeniable. Her story wasn't polished, it was raw, broken, and real, and that's why it changed lives. Grace's daughter, now grown, became a nurse. But not just any nurse, one who prayed for her patients. She remembered the miracle. She remembered Jesus. And she too began telling others, "He still saves. He still hears. He still heals." Friend, this isn't just Grace's story, it's your story too. Because the same Jesus who stepped into her pain is ready to step into yours, not because you're perfect, but because you're His. Don't wait for everything to collapse before you cry out. Don't wait until it's too late. Open your heart now. Say it aloud. "Jesus, I need you," and mean it. He's waiting. He's been waiting. You didn't find this by accident. This story is God's message for you. The miracle wasn't just for Grace. It's for anyone who believes. So cry out. Let go. And let Jesus step in. Because what happens next will be miraculous. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs hope. Like this video. Comment your prayer below. We read everyone. And subscribe for more powerful, real-life testimonies of what Jesus is still doing today. God bless you.